Selling babies for adoption is big business in Guatemala. The demand is outstripping supply so much that many families have suffered the same fate as Gustavo Tobar. His son was taken from his home and adopted to an American couple desperate for a child.
Hay tamaños, precios, colores. Entonces yo creo que eso no es una adopción, es un mercado. Cobran desde $5,000, $10,000, $30,000.
It was a neighbor who tricked Gustavo into losing his son, Osman. 3 years ago, the neighbor persuaded police that Osman had been abandoned. Armed with official paperwork and working with an adoption lawyer, they handed over Gustavo's son to an American family who paid $35,000 for his child. Gustavo has now dedicated his life to getting his son back home.
Como uno tiene amor a sus hijos, así que luchar y salir adelante en esto y hacer que los niños vuelvan otra vez a Guatemala.
The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child states that children shouldn't be objects of commerce. Guatemala may have signed the convention, but unlike anywhere else in the world, 99% of the country's adoptions are in private hands. It's a powerful industry operated mainly by lawyers who often control the adoption process themselves. And at the click of a mouse, you can even shop for babies online. I located the adoption agency behind the website, and posing as a would-be parent, I paid them a visit. This agency has broken over 500 adoptions.
We were sort of going through the internet, and I think the service you offer is what you say on the net is very good. It's very fast.
We were met by one of
the
the
owners,
a lawyer.
The States, or you said Spain, some England?
Mm-hmm. There are dozens of private agencies like this one in Guatemala. UNICEF, the child agency, says that many of the babies on offer have been bought from their mothers, and that this has encouraged what in effect is the farming and trafficking of children.
Buenas tardes.
This agency had 30 children. I've never seen so many
These ones
babies.
are really small, aren't they? Eh? Talk about newborns. How old is this? Is this a girl or a boy?
Cindy.
Cindy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, born on the 8th of September.
All except two were spoken for.
Yeah, the available are the ones that just came in. Because here we have such a lot of people calling us, and especially from England. I think things are going on there. England and Spain. And as soon as when people call, they keep calling us. UNICEF trying for the government to sign
also
the
makes it
Hague
perfectly
Convention,
clear that she
and
objects to
then
UNICEF's efforts to get the
work
Guatemalan government
were
to sign the
expected.
Hague Convention,
And,
an international treaty
the
that
whole,
aims to protect the rights of the child by creating international adoption standards.
institutions and
She says, quite simply, it will
and
put
all
them out of business. But commercial adoption agencies aren't alone in resisting changes. This is Funda Niño, a non-profit orphanage run by the philanthropists Vilma and Manolo Benfeld. For 8 years, people like the Benfelds have been blocking the new juvenile code in Congress because, they say, it would stop them finding adopted families in the United States for older, often sexually abused children. Many believe that tougher regulation would also cause a massive influx of children on the streets.
Guatemala actualmente tiene un número controlable de niños en las calles. Todavía tenemos un problema que podemos manejar si todos ponemos nuestro granito de arena. Pero si no, se nos va a ir de control. Y entonces vamos a empezar a ver cosas como las que vemos en Brasil. Las parvadas de miles de niños viniendo y arrasando con todo lo que encuentran adelante.
Flash wouldn't agree though, because he and his girlfriend Ruth are two of Guatemala City's 5,000 street children. Though Ruth is scarcely more than a child herself, she has a daughter, or did, until her 3-month baby girl Jocelyn, like Gustavo's son, was stolen. Unlike Gustavo, though, she's powerless to do anything about it.
¿Por qué? Cuando vi agarraron a mi bebé, a mi niña, la agarraron del piecito, la levantaron y la agarraron y se la llevaron. Yo salí corriendo, como estaba también una compañera que se llama Chiqui, andaba con nosotros. Yo salí corriendo tras de ellos y me dijeron, no te vayas porque te van a tirar.
Despite such cases, the policing of the multi-million-dollar adoption industry is being left to overworked and underpaid government employees, officials with rubber-stamp authority but no real powers of investigation. Juan Francisco Flores is the most senior Guatemalan official responsible for investigating adoptions.
¿Qué ha pasado en tantos expedientes en donde esas dudas han sido difuminadas de manera tan especial que no se trasuntan a ojos del investigador? Entonces, la famosa compra de niños, si es que la misma puede concretarse, es un asunto que nosotros no podemos fiscalizar porque la ley no nos lo permite. Entonces, nosotros necesitamos, para resolver ese problema, una nueva legislación.
For 3 years, Gustavo has been trying to get a Guatemalan judge, any judge will do, to annul the illegal adoption of his son Osmin. Gustavo, with Lorena and his lawyer, are on their way to the town of Jutiapa, near the border with El Salvador, to meet yet another judge. This will be judge number 7. All the rest backed away from the case and have refused to annul the adoption. The judge at the minors' court in Guatemala can take them one step closer to getting Osman back home. But as it turns out, Judge Maldonado doesn't even dare take on the case because, he says, he's had mysterious phone calls telling him how to resolve the case, and he feels his impartiality has thus been compromised.
Y en esa investigación estaba cuando, pues, aquí a este juzgado, no soy franco, estuvieron entrando unas llamadas anónimas, soy franco, en horas de trabajo, algunas veces entraban el teléfono de abajo, otras aquí. Entonces yo, esa independencia que nosotros tenemos, como que sentí que se estaba perdiendo. Entonces, en ese interín estábamos, luego dije, pues voy a tener que inhibirme de esta situación, por cuanto de que no fui yo quien, como usted mencionó al principio, pues de unas adopciones ilegales, yo no he sido partícipe de esto.
Gustavo and Lorena are back to square one. All they can do now is wait for the courts to come up with an 8th judge who might or might not annul the adoption.
Hay ciertos momentos, ciertas fechas que son inolvidables para uno. Y como digo, y nunca me voy a cansar de darle gracias a Dios de que al menos me tiene vivo para seguir luchando en esto.
In Guatemala, there are hundreds of parents like Ruth and Gustavo whose children have been stolen or otherwise stripped away from them. But so long as the country's fast-growing adoption business remains unregulated and driven by profit, then the kidnapping of babies will not stop. Martin Adler, Channel 4 News, Guatemala.